everyone, let's dive into this game of Max versus Titan. This is another idea I had for a Max deck, which basically leverages on Max's ability, trashing lots of cards from your stack. And what better way to leverage this than to use the double events combined with Power Nap, which increases in efficiency in payout when more doubles hit your heap. So when you have lots of Lucky Finds, Planned Assaults, Singularities, and Queen's Gambits in your heap, you're going to make a lot of money off Power Nap. And that's exactly what Max wants. This kind of event economy is absolutely perfectly suitable for Max because she draws so many cards and she just wants to play them out for lots of money. Now I'm using Ether and David as my breaker suite, very efficient, and using Keyhole and One-Ton Destruction, both of which work through Ether to basically rip apart the Corp central servers. And Singularity deals with the remote. So immediately he gets a remote going. I can't do anything to contest that. So if it's an Atlas, he'll get it. My first access was a Mark Yale, very annoying to trash, but I have to do it because I want to see another card. It's a Hive, he gets to keep it. And with my last click, I'll just run his remote for funsies, so forcing him to res the Lotus Field there. So at least that should slow him down a bit. But seeing that it's a melange, that's very bad news because now he can gain a huge credit lead over me. My first access next was a Sense City Grid. I had to trash that, and because of that, I had no money left to trash the next Mark Yale. So I think it was a bit of a mistake there to trash the first Mark Yale. Now I'm very poor. And even though I can keep accessing his R&D, it seems like I'm going to struggle a lot. But at least I finally get some agendas for my reward, for my efforts. First Atlas, and then I run again and I see another Sense City Grid. My goodness, he's running so good. I can't do anything about the Sense City Grid. That is very annoying. His next turn was basically hitting Melange, and I continue running. And now I finally remember to check my heap because I'm max. There's lots of stuff there, including a day job, which I sorely need at this point. So I grab it because I really need the money, and I hope he's not running Snare. Nope, he runs. It's a geothermal fracking. I immediately score it. So here's the weird thing. I saw quite a bit of money this game, but I still feel short of money because I had to spend all that money trashing the Sense and Mark Kills, so that's very annoying. I would much rather have Imps, but there's no deck space for that. So now he attempts to score in that remote through what I can easily see is a Sense City Grid over a Melange. So now is a good time to play Singularity, destroying the Sense City Grid instead of having to pay 5 for it, and destroying the Melange in one fell swoop. No agendas, but that's fine. I just need to make sure that he doesn't get his first Sense off, otherwise I'll be in a boatload of trouble when he starts chaining Atlases. At least I have one Atlas on my end, so he cannot chain them forever, but that's still pretty scary. So now I draw a card and I decide to same old Lucky Find because I really do need the money. I could play a Day Job from my hand, but that would give him a scoring window. So now, this is the perfect time to play Day Job. Many people think that Day Job is not that good because it basically forces you to spend your entire turn, but there he scored an agenda, so that is a perfect time to play Day Job to recuperate your finances before they make the next turn, so they cannot take advantage of that one turn window. So now over to me. I look at my hand, I'm drawing all my recursion, which is a very good thing. It means that I'll always have a Levi guaranteed, and I can still use my other recursion tools to get what I want out. So first I use my retrieval run to get my keyhole so I can actually apply some R&D pressure. I do so, and I mill a high risk investment, going to steal it, and of course he raises the Jackson. So yeah, this could be a mistake on my part. I should be checking his remotes to make sure there are no Jacksons, but I guess for me it's no harm no foul because I'm basically doing the same thing, just key holding and archive running does the same thing. It's just that I'll have to pay more money and more clicks. So yeah, I definitely should have checked the remotes. It's not like he's running Snare, right? In the meantime, he advances what seems to be a 5-pointer behind the remote. There's nothing I can do about it. I could attempt to Singularity right here, and I think I'm considering that right now. Yes, Singularity is a very good option at this point. Yes, that's exactly what I do. I perform the Singularity. He should not be able to stop me. I have 10 credits. It costs 4 credits to get through the Lotus Field. Not too many ice that can stop me. And the worst would be Space Ice, but he isn't advancing them, so I'm not too worried about that. And he's Titan Transnational anyway. So he uses his Atlas to retrieve another Atlas, which is very interesting, but soon you see why. Yep, he's sacking the Atlas for the Archer. So that's good news. That's one less Atlas on his side of the board. The bad news is I can't deal with the Archer because he corporate troubleshooted it. Now, if he didn't have the corporate troubleshooter, I'll be able to get through the Atlas for, say, 7 credits. I can give him 2 free credits. And I could jack out after that. That would be awful, but at least I would deny him his Atlas. But here, this is definitely not the situation I want to be in. It's a strength 11 Archer. It cost me 9 credits to pump strength and 1 credit to break a trash subroutine. So either way, I'm getting 1 program trash. Not worth it for my 10 credit spending, so I'm just going to let all subroutines fire. Because anyway, I have another copy of Ether in my hand. So that's the good news. Well, if that is to be considered as good news anyway. Because of that, I'm now poor, so I need to get the day job going, and in the meantime, he gets a high-risk investment off, which means double, oh dear, yeah, double token on the high-risk investment basically means that he'll have enough money for the rest of the game. I play out my economy, and I find my power nap about time, and yes, it couldn't have come at a better time. This power nap is going to give me at least 10 credits. But he gets the Atlas chain going, and yeah, that's not good news at all. So right now, since he has 4 cards in hand, I'm going to one-ton destruction him. I'm almost certain that the ice on HQ is a hive, which has no subroutines by this point, so I'm safe in doing so. Then I run archives. Once again, Jackson Howard saves the day. Huge gameplay mistake. I should have swept his remotes before making such plays. Yeah, I could easily be scoring agendas right now, but I can't because I'm reliant on destroying all his agendas into archives, but Jackson will save the day. So this is basically unfamiliarity with my deck. If my only means of getting agendas are from archives, I need to contest the Jackson Howards. It's like noise. You can't keep installing viruses and ignore the Jacksons on the board. That is very poor. That's a very poor way to play. Now here he makes a very funny move. Last turn he drew up a card, even though he could score the winning agenda in his remote the next turn. By drawing the card, he actually drew into his high-risk investment, his second copy of high-risk investment, and that nearly killed him because he was forced to use the Atlas counter to bring out a hedge fund so that I wouldn't be guaranteed the excess of high-risk investment. And here I perform one-ton destruction, and I chose to access his shield instead, seeing his weakness. And turns out, yeah, I forgot to spend my last click. So that was a very confusing sequence of events. But basically what happened is this. He misplayed, and I misplayed as well. But he deserved to win in the end because I did not contest his Jackson Howards. I should have. This would actually give me a shot at finding the last agenda from his archives. So yeah, just ignore all the misplays. We were both very tired people. It happens with Netrunner. So as I said, he had a high-risk investment that he drew up, and he scored it for the win. This deck, it feels so weird to say that it doesn't have enough money, but that's the truth. And it's not like I haven't been drawing my money. I've drawn lots of money along with recursion. I had to pull out 2 day jobs, I believe, over the course of the game. And it still wasn't enough. It was too expensive to play to trash Sansan and to play Singularities and to break his ice with Ether. That being said, I definitely made a gameplay mistake. I should have attempted to retrieve my David before making the remote server run to guarantee passage no matter what ice he would res against me. Yeah, that was again a mistake. But I just felt that I needed the clicks because Singularity costs 3 clicks to play with same old thing. So I didn't actually have enough time to get the David out. Otherwise, you can be sure that I would. It goes back to trashing the David early on. I was hand flooded and I needed to trash a card. I ended up trashing the David. I should have kept it in hand. Against Wayland, it's never a bad idea to hold back your Davids because they're so good. Yeah, so lots of ways I could improve on this, my gameplay of the deck, but otherwise, this deck definitely has potential. It probably needs more money though. Thanks for watching. Happy night running. Goodbye.